My name is Davies. I've been a warden here since 1985. There's been 20 vicars of Brymbo, and since I was a little lad, I've known 12 of the vicars. I can remember going back to Mr. H.J. Williams. He was here. I can remember him in 1939. He had a daughter, Elizabeth. She had ginger hair. Then the vicar I came when I joined the choir was J.L.J. Davies. Then my dad was a church warden for Saunders Davies. And there was D.R. Morgan, Mr. D.R. Morgan, Evan Hughes, Sidney Gilbert. And I started in 1983 as warden to Russell Owen. Then after that to Ron Mathias, Ray Billingsley, Noel Carter, Pam Powell, James Harris, and now Paulette Gower. I didn't want to come to church. I was made to come to church like we all were. But I think it stood me in good stead. My mother and father were ardent churchgoers. All my relations are buried here. My mother and father, my late wife, my uncles, my dad's father, my grandfather, they're all buried in Brymbo churchyard. When it opened, they had 3 services here on a Sunday, 2 in English, 1 in Welsh, and 2 Sunday schools at 9 o'clock and 2 p.m.
What's the service pattern here now?
It's just 1 service at 9:30 in the morning. This was J.L.J. Davies. Now I can name quite a few on there, and that's up to 1940 to 54. Alec Owen, he went on to be the male voice choir secretary. Ron Mathias, he was a stalwart in the male voice choir. Tommy Andrews, who reformed the choir, who was buried just outside the church here. Mr. Lambert, I've got a book over there of the choir register in 1893, right? And he used to sit at the back of the choir. And when I was a little lad, he was a grand old gentleman then. And I can remember him then. And he was in the choir, which I'll show you the book, in 1893. This is the book here. And there is Mr. Lambert. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
There was about 40 in the choir. I had a phone call one day and he said, "Can you come to the vicarage? I've got something for you, Bernard." So I went down there. Hello, Mr. Owen, what do you want? I could come in the study, he said. "What do you think about this?" And he had on the table Bernard Davies, church warden. He said, "Would you like to be church warden?" Well, I said I'd have to think of it. And I went home and I asked my wife Clarence at the time. Well, she said, "It's up to you." So that was it. I was church warden, and I've been church warden ever since. Get a lot of humbug, shall we say, of different people about the churchyard and what should be done, but they'll never help you, these people. On the right-hand side of the churchyard here, right on the bottom, it's riddled with mine shafts from the old Brymbo colliery, and people want to know why it's not flat. And I was in the Harding record office one day looking for something, and I found a map of the old Brymbo colliery workings. This is the church here. And this gentleman wanted to bulldoze the lot over to flatten it. You know, what's he got up here? What did he have up here? That is the hill coming down, and there's the bend on there, which went, there used to be a bridge there. There's a railway there, went from Brymbo to Mold. You can see it there. This was taken in June 1915. And all these here are the shafts under the churchyard. September 15, 1916, 1917. They were at the side of the church here in 1917. They were over there at 1919. that was Saunders Davies. He married me. There's a lot of them chaps there are founder members of the male voice choir. Yeah. That's my brother there, Leonard. And he was a verger here for over 50 years. Alf Salisbury. I'm there. That's Sidney Gilbert, who was vicar here at the time. And that's my daughter there, Anwen.
Fabulous.
And all these, him, Jeff, Vic, Jack Morris, Ron Mathias, Lawrence Roberts, they were all members of the male voice choir. Harold Davis, he was the accompanist of the male voice choir. Ian Belton. Yep. And Bert was the sidesman at the time. For the millennium, the choir, with the aid of GKN, who were one of the owners of the steelworks, we put this window in here for the millennium. That was our aim in the millennium, was for raise money for Hope House, the choir, Brymbo choir, and to put that window in there. A gentleman from Johnstown made the window, and under his supervision, the choristers put it in. It says, donated in the year 2000 AD by GKN and Brymbo Male Voice Choir to commemorate the origin of the choir from St Mary's Church Choir in 1959 AD. And this here is the meaning of the window, what it means. We had to come here early for Easter, Harvest Festival, Christmas. It was packed. It was full. 10 at the most come in on a Sunday morning. Well, sitting where you are now, as a little lad, and if I started talking, I'd have a big hymn book stuck in me back from the back here. From the tenors used to sit here, sopranos here, sopranos there, and bass over there. And if I was sitting over there, Tom Andrews was here in the organ, and he'd have a big mirror, and he could look at you, and he had big eyebrows, and if you were misbehaving, he'd look at you with his eyebrows, and you'd turn to your front just like that. I was christened here in 1932. My two daughters were christened here. My wife was confirmed here. I was confirmed here. My two daughters were married here, and my 4 grandchildren were also christened here. And practically all my family on my dad's side are buried in the churchyard. My mother and father are there. My dad's sister's at the side of him, and the one in front is a Roberts. It's my grandfather's daughter, and the other stone there, Roberts. She married a Roberts in 18 something, I can't remember the date of it. My wife is up there by there. When she died, the churchyard was full. I said to Pam at the time, I said, she's not going anywhere else, she's got to go in Brymbo churchyard. Well, she said, it's full. So I said, my grandfather's up there by there. Well, she said, get the grave digger to come here and have a look. Anyway, it was a big double grave. So there was nothing at the side of it. So luckily, she's got buried at the side of my grandfather. She's just under the tree there. And the other ones, my other relations are down the back there. The first accompanist of Brymbo choir. Alan Wynne. And this was the great Tommy Andrews, the choir master who reformed the choir in 1959. And it's quite strong now. So we've got, a lot of connections with the church. Well, I think the Brymbo Church is my second home. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if it closed. I don't know.